I'm Toya Lavelle, this is Tea with Toya, and in today's episode we'll be discussing Stormzy's new album, Liam Payne's new album, Queen&Slim, and last but by no means least, the election tomorrow. Let's talk about Queen&Slim. Now, I watched the trailer and I was absolutely hooked. A couple go on a Tinder date and unfortunately goes a little bit wrong on the way home. No, they weren't trying to do anything, people. I know what you lot think Tinder is for. However, policeman, traffic stop, goes wrong. Racist undertones, sound familiar? This couple has now been labelled Bonnie and Clyde, but I think that's a little bit too casual to label them Bonnie and Clyde. This film is about so much more as it explores these two characters' growth on having to get to know each other through a very, very bad situation. Sounds like most relationships I know though. They find a connection that they probably never would have found if the night had ended normally. Although I mentioned that there was racist undertones, the writers didn't go for the stereotypical all white cops are bad. They actually made some of the white cops in the movie understand where the black couple were coming from. This film stars two British actors, Jodie Turner-Smith, originally a model from the UK, and also one of our favourite actors, DanielKaluuya. But trust me, you know his name. 2017 Oscar nomination for Get Out. Sound familiar? Maybe he just needs to stop dating. I mean, first we had the white girl from Get Out. Now we've got the black woman in the diner that you're now on the run with the cops. If you want a safe date, I'm here. Moving on to music, what do Stormzy and Liam Payne have in common? They both had EdSheeran on their album. Either writing or featuring, let's start with Liam Payne. He's just released ep9 and the first track, Stick It Up, after listening to about 30 seconds, I had to pause the song because I was like, this sounds familiar. And lo and behold, I was right. It was written by EdSheeran. Is that a good thing? That's up for you to decide. On the one hand, we all love EdSheeran, but on the other hand, we don't want everyone's songs to start sounding the same. There's a great track on the album featuring A Boogie with a Hoodie. I would definitely recommend that one. The album itself has got 16 tracks on it, including a Christmas track. Get ready for Christmas, everyone. None of the songs are bad, but none of the songs are really amazing either. It's a little bit mediocre. There's some hits you would have heard already, like For You featuring Rita Ora, and Polaroid featuring Jonas Blue, as they've both been on consistent rotation with commercial radio stations. The one you might not have heard is Both Ways, which talks about... Go and have a listen. I'm not giving it all away. The current king of grime, Stormzy, is about to drop an album on Friday, everyone. Heavy as the Head, or with the acronym HITH. This is the follow-up to his multi-award winning album Gang Signs and Prayer. So it'll be interesting to see if he can, maintain his credibility whilst doing the commercial success at the same time. If it's anything like his last album, we can expect an eclectic mix of music that, is going to bring the old fans out and some new fans on board, I reckon. We even had a surprise drop today featuring Heady One, a track called Audacity. I cannot lie, I've had it on repeat since it dropped a couple hours ago. We've all heard the moody melodies of Bossy Bop.
My brothers don't die, we just Bossy Bop.
That was quickly followed up by the playful vibes with Burna Boy on Own It and EdSheeran. Crown has Stormzy flexing his vocal cords where he does a little bit of singing on the chorus, and Wiley Flow is his homage to, the father of grime, as some would call it, Wiley. It feels like I'm going to be very busy this weekend. But what about you? Who are you going to be listening to? Has Stormzy taken the crown with Heavy as the Head, or are you going to be a Liam Payne and pop person with ep9? Sticking to the subject of Stormzy, however, and it's election tomorrow, so I thought I might, touch on that a little bit. No, I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, so don't ask me. However, Stormzy is pushing very, very hard right now for Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party. And I want to know, what's your opinion? Should the artists stay away from music? I mean, I went to Krept&Konan's concert last week, and they actually had a Boris Johnson on the stage with most acts that appeared. And he came out, and guess what they sang when Boris Johnson was on stage? You guessed it right. That's it for this week's Tea with Toya. Make sure you join us next week, which will be the last episode of the season. I know, sad times. However, we will be back in the new year. Next week, we will be discussing Jumanji, Star Wars, and Cats. Thank you all so much for your support so far. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And when it comes to the tea, always remember, we #sip, don't spill.